Tonight, you'll wash your face. You'll pat on a serum that costs more than a week of groceries. It feels new. It feels scientific. It feels like something your grandmother's generation never had access to. But the real answer is far stranger. Almost everything on your bathroom shelf right now was already sitting on a shelf in Egypt 4,000 years ago. And some of it was quietly poisoning the people who used it. Start with the eyes. Ancient Egyptians, rich and poor, lined their eyes with a dark paste called kohl. For a long time, historians assumed this was pure vanity. But the paste wasn't just soot. Analytical chemist Alfred Lucas spent decades in the early 20th century studying Egyptian cosmetic samples pulled from tombs, and he found the kohl was often made from galena, a lead ore, applied daily, directly to the skin. Why would an entire civilization coat their eyelids in poison for 3,000 years? Here's the twist. A team of French and Egyptian researchers ran a chemical analysis of ancient kohl residues and published their findings in scientific reports in 2022. They found the lead compounds triggered the body to produce nitric oxide, a molecule your immune cells use to fight infection. Egypt sits in a landscape of sand, stagnant water, and biting insects. Eye infections were constant and often fatal before antibiotics existed. So, the makeup wasn't just about how you looked. It may have been keeping people alive. Now look lower, to the skin itself. The desert does not forgive an unprotected face. Egyptian medical texts like the Ebers Papyrus, dating back to around 1550 BC, list recipe after recipe for the skin: moringa oil, castor oil, sesame, beeswax blended with resin. Archaeologists opening sealed cosmetic jars from tombs have found these ingredients still intact after thousands of years. Workers on royal building projects were sometimes paid partly in body oil because moisturizing wasn't a luxury. It was a requirement for surviving the climate. Your serum tonight is doing the same job. It's just come a long way in packaging and price. Then there's the story everyone half knows: Cleopatra bathing in sour donkey's milk. It sounds like a myth built for spectacle. But the chemistry holds up. Sour milk contains lactic acid, a mild alpha hydroxy acid that dissolves the glue holding dead skin cells together. That's exfoliation. That's the same active ingredient found in modern chemical peels sold under bright, clinical brand names today. She wasn't inventing a beauty myth. She was running a routine a dermatologist would recognize instantly, just without the word acid. How did anyone figure this out without a microscope? That's the real mystery. Ancient Egyptians didn't understand bacteria, or pH. What they had was generations of careful observation, repeated until it hardened into tradition. If a recipe kept skin from cracking, people kept using it. Trial and error did something close to what a research lab does today. It filtered out what didn't work and quietly preserved what did. Move west across the Mediterranean and the ingredients shift, but the instinct stays the same. Roman writers described using the grease left in freshly shorn sheep's wool, now called lanolin, to soften skin cracked by wind and salt air. Pliny the Elder cataloged it as ordinary household knowledge. Lanolin is still in lip balms and baby creams today, harvested the same way, for nearly the same reason. Greek physicians recommended olive oil daily, and modern studies confirm it carries mild antimicrobial properties. None of these cultures were guessing randomly. They were running a multi-generational experiment on the only lab equipment they had, which was their own bodies. So why does any of this feel surprising? Maybe because modern skincare markets itself as breakthrough science, hinting that nothing like it existed before a chemist in a white coat invented it. But peel back the marketing and the active ingredients are often familiar. Alpha hydroxy acids, lipid-rich oils, antimicrobial plant compounds. The names changed. The pricing changed even more. The molecules mostly didn't. Skincare was never really about vanity alone. For the Egyptians, it was survival gear, and possibly a defense against deadly infection nobody could name yet. For the Greeks and Romans, it was tangled up with virtue, status, and daily ritual, practiced in public bathhouses in front of neighbors. The sharp line we now draw between medicine and beauty simply didn't exist back then. It was all just care. When you smooth on that serum tonight, you're not doing something new. You're continuing a habit that stretches back through Roman bathhouses, past Greek olive groves, to a woman in Thebes grinding lead ore into paste beside the Nile, hoping to keep her eyes from swelling shut in the dust season. She didn't have your ingredient list, but she had the same instinct you have right now, protecting the thin barrier between her body and the world pressing in against it. 4,000 years later, you're still doing exactly what she did. Tonight, when you wash your face and reach for that serum, you won't just be following a modern routine. You'll be finishing a ritual that started in the desert, one careful layer at a time.